Morning, it's Saturday. Time for our video follow through. We're going to kind of finish up our looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 5. We've been looking at 16 to 21, and God has said some amazing things about reconciliation, about us, about how we treat each other, about how we see Him. And it kind of, to me, it all sort of comes together and just focuses us, kind of a laser focus on the real heart of the gospel. And in verse 21, we have it right here. It says that for our sake, and that's got to hit you, doesn't it? Like, given who I am, right, given who you are, and maybe some of the things you've done or thought this week, that for your sake, that He would make Jesus to be sin, to literally not just, think about our sin or consider paying the price, but becoming our sin, being our sin, the one who knew no sin. So Jesus, the perfect one, the righteous one, the holy one, God for our sake made Him sin for us. Why? So that in Jesus, in Him, we might become the righteousness of God. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you have probably thought a lot of things about yourself. You have probably, some of those things maybe kind of self-deprecating, right? Thinking yourself as kind of horrible at something or kind of clueless. But there's other times where you go the opposite direction and you think about yourself, or maybe even talk about yourself, present yourself as someone who's just super cool, super funny, super smart, super whatever it is. But have you ever thought to yourself, I am the very righteousness of God? Now, the reason why we say that is I think because we misunderstand it. We hear that word righteousness and we go, oh boy, I'm bragging if I were to call myself that. But righteousness is just to be made right with God and to do the things that God desires, right? To be kind of His people, loved by Him. See, when we realize that our righteousness, or being the righteousness of God, isn't something that we accomplished. Paul was pretty clear about that a couple of days ago. Do you remember that? Where he said that all of this is from God, the fact that we're a new creation, the fact that we've been reconciled to God. He goes, that's from God. That's His gift to us. That is His doing. That is His miracle born out of His power. It's as Paul said in Ephesians 2. He goes, this is the gift of God. It's not something that any of us can boast about. We are saved by grace through faith. We're saved because of what He did. We're saved because of His great love, because He made Jesus to become sin for us. So here's the thing. He took all your guilt, He took all your shame, and He gave you and gave me His righteousness, gave you and me His perfection. And so when God sees us, He doesn't see our guilt and shame, does He? He sees Jesus, the one that we're clinging to, the one that we're holding on to for dear life, and also the one who is holding on to us to give us life. That's what it means to be the righteousness of God. That is who we are. That is our identity. So as we close out this week, again, I want us to remember that this is who we are, all because of God. That we would go forth with a new identity, right? Knowing that God is there to lead us, there to guide us, there to direct us. Not just our week, but our life, right? So I pray that you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you Monday morning for another set of video follow-throughs.